Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 15th of September 2022 and we're just 5 hours away from Ethereum transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the price of the cryptocurrency market, it is at $999 billion. Now I was thinking of starting the podcast earlier, but the global crypto market was around $999.4 billion mark, so I was waiting. Maybe it might touch the $1 trillion mark, but it actually started to go down. Then I thought may as well go ahead and start with today's podcast. Now, if you go to Google, it does actually tell you the exact time when the merge would actually take place. So massive day today for Ethereum to transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. Now, what that means is that the Ethereum merge will reduce the electricity consumption by over 99%. Now, in today's episode, we will very briefly talk about that. Now, mind you guys, today there are a lot of scams going on as well. But CoinMarketCap surprisingly has one ETH giveaway. So if you're looking at CoinMarketCap, do check the section where they have a lot of quiz and they have a poll about Ethereum proof of work and Ethereum proof of stake as well. So maybe you're one of those lucky guys who actually gets one ETH giveaway via CoinMarketCap. In today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about CBDCs, and this is from Norway. This CBDC is going to be different because what they plan to do is they want to make the code absolutely open source. Now look guys, CBDC does have a threat to freedom, but if it is open source and if any country or central bank does implement zero knowledge proof, then I think CBDCs make a brilliant use case. But then it begs the big question, what is the use of stablecoin? Now in today's episode, we are very briefly going to be discussing that. And in today's episode, we also have some really spicy news regarding Do Kwon, who was the founder of Terra Luna. And one of the courts in South Korea has issued a warrant for him and 5 other people. So we are very briefly going to be talking about that. Regarding the Department of Treasury, I have 2 updates in today's podcast. And one is to do with sanctions. And they have a list of people from Iran which we'll be talking about. And last month, the Department of Treasury did sanction a protocol, that is Tornado Cash, and I have some update on that, and these are official news directly from the Department of Treasury. And finally guys, we have some update on Binance, and what I've been saying for the past 6 months or so is that 2022 is the best year for Binance, and there's some partnership news about Binance, but this time it has to do with the giant company that is Google. And regarding UAE, I have 2 news, and the first news is about ADGM, that is Abu Dhabi Global Market, and they have published guidelines on its approach to virtual asset regulations and supervision, very crystal clear. And the second news is an event that I'm conducting on the 7th of October on central bank digital currencies, so we'll be talking about that in detail. So let's kickstart today's episode. Welcome everyone, it's 8 you're in Dubai and you're listening to Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other 2 news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And this is followed by Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. And remember guys, tomorrow, that is Friday, we have an episode called Metaverse Everything, where we solely focus on Metaverse. So please check out that episode as well. And the format for Metaverse Everything podcast is completely different. And what I tend to do is I tend to publish a daily and weekly report via my LinkedIn profile. So please follow me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile is in the show notes below. Alternatively guys, you can also go to the Blockchain DXB website and read through my blogs under the crypto blog section. So let's kickstart today's episode. Now today is a massive day for Ethereum, a massive change from Ethereum proof of work to proof of stake, which takes place exactly 5 hours from now. Now this has definitely not had much impact on the price of cryptocurrencies as of yet. The global crypto market is at $997, and since the last 24 hours it has marginally gone up by 0.96%. The total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is $77.43 billion, and since the last 24 hours it has gone down by 23.83%. Now, one of the reasons why there's so much of difference between yesterday and today, so far as the global crypto market volume is concerned, is purely because of the CPI numbers. In yesterday's episode, I talked about how the CPI numbers literally dropped the entire cryptocurrency market by well over $40 billion so far as Bitcoin is concerned, and Ethereum went down by roughly around $15 to $20 billion. As of today, 15th of September, the total volume in DeFi is currently at $5.83 billion, and the total value locked in DeFi is $55.35 billion, and MakerDAO accounts for 14.08%, and the value locked in MakerDAO is $7.79 billion, and DeFi accounts for 7.53% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now guys, the volume of stablecoins today is $72.12 billion. It's going to be really interesting to see the volume of stablecoins when the merge actually happens, and if the cryptocurrency market does fluctuate either up or down, I'm pretty much sure it's going to have a massive impact on the volume of stablecoins. Out of the $72.12 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $55.25 billion, and USDC accounts for $5.76 billion, whereas Binance USD, which has been gaining a lot of momentum since the last week, is at $9.9 billion, and the volume of stablecoins account for 92.51% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And next, guys, I'm going to be looking at the big data, that is the market share between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, from next week onwards, I'm pretty much sure that these numbers are definitely going to be different. Now, as of today, 15th of September, the Bitcoin market share is $386 billion, whereas Ethereum's market share is well over the 50% mark, and it is currently at $199.9 billion. Now, I wouldn't be surprised in the next few hours it does touch the $200 billion mark. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $37.8 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $18.2 billion. And if you look at the dominance, it is at 38.77% for Bitcoin, and Ethereum's dominance is 20.20%. So I have a question for you guys. After the merge date, does the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum change? Now, what are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. Now, what I personally think is that the dominance of Ethereum will rise up. This is because a lot of the corporates and institutional investors are looking at this news. Now, the whole Ethereum proof of work to proof of stake is definitely going mainstream. So because of that, I do think that Ethereum will pull in investments from a lot of institutional investors and retail investors as well. Now, let's quickly compare the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin. Bitcoin is currently at $2,202, and since the last 24 hours, it has gone down by 0.09%. Since the last 7 days, though, it is up by 4.58%. Ethereum is currently at $1,629, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.68%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.20%. Binance Coin is currently at $278, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.23%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 0.06%. So this particular week, especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to be really interesting to see the volume in cryptocurrencies, especially the volume in Ethereum and also in Bitcoin. So the big news that is going to happen in the next 5 hours is the transitioning of Ethereum Merge, that is proof of work to proof of stake. A lot of researchers and developers have been working really hard to it. Now, Ethereum Merge will reduce the electricity consumption by over 99%. So what do you guys think? When will Ethereum flip Bitcoin? In terms of market cap, I do think that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, but in terms of price, I don't think so that is going to ever happen, because what I think is Bitcoin and NFTs will be a store of value, whereas Ethereum, Algorand, EOS, and other blockchain protocol will be a store of value and also be used as a medium from exchange. I know quite a lot of events taking place in Dubai. The payment that they accept is not Bitcoin, but they accept Ethereum as a form of payment, which is a bit strange. The next thing what I think is central bank digital currencies and stablecoins will act as a medium of exchange, which brings me to my next point, that is central bank digital currencies on Ethereum and Norway. And Norway is one of the countries that is taking the lead on building an open source CBDC on Ethereum. So Norway's monetary authority, called as Norges Bank, and they are collaborating with NAMI AS, and they're working on a central bank digital currencies, but they are making the source code completely open source. Now go to my LinkedIn profile, you will actually get the source code via GitHub, and they have an open source under the license Apache 2.0. So read through the code if you are a technical person. Brilliant source of information. So this is the power of open source, and central banks doing that is absolutely brilliant. Now imagine if open source in central bank digital currencies is combined with zero knowledge proof. This makes a brilliant use case of central bank digital currencies. If that thing happens, do we really need other stablecoins like Tether USDT or Binance or even RippleNet? I definitely don't think so, but it depends on the country's initiative or the central bank's initiative to go ahead and implement zero knowledge proof and open source technology. Definitely brilliant news. Now guys, what I plan to do is on the 14th of October, I do plan to have an event, and this event is completely free of cost via Eventbrite, and the topic is called as Central Bank Digital Currencies, the Basics, Threats to Freedom and its Role in the Metaverse. So on 7th of October, I'll be exploring this in detail, and I'll be talking about what that session topics are covered in a bit when I'm looking at the price regarding UAE and stuff. The next topic what I'd like to talk today is about South Korea. Now the whole Terra Luna collapse did have a massive impact on the price of cryptocurrencies, and the lives of so many people were devastated. But the news is that a court in Seoul, that is South Korea, has issued a warrant for Do Kwon and 5 others on allegations that include violation of the nation's capital market law. Now Do Kwon did have an interview a few months ago, and he was discussing the entire Terra Luna situation. I really am not sure why he did that interview in the first place. So the news is that a court in Seoul has issued warrant for Do Kwon, but this news is only published via Bloomberg. Now if you read through the article via Bloomberg, I'm not 100% sure what to make of this news, because Bloomberg has received this information based on a text message from the prosecutor's office. That's about all. It does not tell you what court it is, it does not give you more information, and a lot of the mainstream media are literally copy-pasting the news from Bloomberg. So it could be genuine news or it could just be misleading news as well. At this point of time, I really am not sure what to make of it, but definitely not ideal. Now guys, let's talk about US Department of Treasury, and I have 2 news, and the first one is the US Department of Treasury has sanctioned IRGC affiliated cyber actors for roles in ransomware activity. So massive news regarding sanctions, and the US Department of Treasury has actually sanctioned 10 individuals and 2 entities for their role in conducting malicious cyber acts, and these people are from Iran. If you go through the link that is mentioned in my LinkedIn profile regarding this news, you will actually get the names of those 10 individuals and the 2 entities as well. So make sure if you are a cryptocurrency exchange that you are very well informed that these are the entities who are in the sanctioned list. And a few months ago, the Department of Treasury did actually sanction Tornado Cash as well. And the entire cryptocurrency market, especially the developers who are working on Web3 technology and privacy protocols, were really upset and had a mixed reaction to this. But what the US Department of Treasury has done is they have put up an FAQ that is frequently asked questions, and this is in relation to Tornado Cash, and there are 4 specific questions that they are talking about regarding Tornado Cash in terms of who are the people who are going to be affected by it. And let's say if you have indirectly been associated in using Tornado Cash, they are giving you a buffer to go ahead and get your funds absolutely clean. So definitely good clarification from the US Department of Treasury. Now guys, the final news for today is about Binance. Now look, 2022 has if not been one of the best year for Binance. They've been making a lot of partnerships along with Crypto.com in fact, but this partnership is absolutely massive. So the news is that Binance has partnered with Google to bolster Web3 blockchain startup. So now what's going to happen is that the Binance BNB chain ecosystem participants are going to have access to Google Cloud services in a newly formed collaboration. And this news is originally posted by Cointelegraph.com, and what they have said is that this will see that 1,300 active BNB Chain's decentralized apps or dApps from the world of decentralized finance, metaverse, blockchain gaming, and NFT protocols will be given access to tools and infrastructure by both platforms. So definitely a brilliant use case. It does provide with so much opportunity to go ahead and utilize the services of Google. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Now let's talk about two news regarding UAE. And the first news is about ADGM, that is Abu Dhabi Global Market. And what they have done is they have published guidelines and principles on its approach to virtual asset regulation and supervision. So let me try to break it down what ADGM is. So Abu Dhabi Global Market, their website is adgm.com. It is an award-winning international financial center strategically located in the capital of UAE. And they were established by the UAE Federal District. And the Abu Dhabi Global Market jurisdiction extends across the entire 114 hectares of Al Maria Island. And the ADGM's four independent authorities, that is the Registration Authority, the Financial Services Regulatory Authority, ADGM Courts and ADGM Authority, together ensure that its business-friendly environment operates in line with international best practices recognized by major financial centers worldwide. So ADGM is an international financial center and free zone located in Al Maria Island in the UAE's capital, Abu Dhabi. And the finance center was established in 2013 and it became fully operational in October of 2015. And Kraken, the world's oldest cryptocurrency exchange, did get a provisional license from ADGM as well. And they have put up these guidelines on their website 3 days ago, that is on the 12th of September. So ADGM's financial regulator publishes guidelines on its approach to virtual asset regulation and supervision. Now look guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the website. It is very crystal clear information and they are recognizing the transformative power of virtual assets industry and its potential to facilitate access to innovative financial services. And Abu Dhabi Global Markets, FSRA outlines its expectations and risk appetite for regulating virtual asset service providers. So if you're looking at getting licenses from them, this is definitely the way to go. And based on its comprehensive virtual asset regulatory framework, the principle can support the FSRA's collaboration with other regulators and inform the wider public on how it responds to underlying risk in the sector. Now look, they have a PDF document and is extremely basic and very crystal clear simple. And the document focuses on 6 principles. The first one is a robust and transparent risk-based regulatory framework. The second one is high standards for authorization. The third one is preventing money laundering and other financial crime. The fourth one is risk-sensitive supervision, and it's broken down into the custody of virtual assets, technology and governance controls, the exchange type operations, and quite a lot more. And the fifth principle focuses on commitment to enforce on regulatory breaches. And finally, the sixth one is international cooperation. It is a very simple document. Now, if you are stuck, what I would recommend you to do is ask a lawyer to go ahead and read through it. Or you can also drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and explain each and every detail regarding this document. Now, the next news, guys, is about Blockchain DXB's event on the 14th of October. And this event is called as CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currencies, the Basics, Threats to Freedom, and how it will fit in the metaverse. This is a completely free event which takes place on the 14th of October from 11 a.m. in the morning to 12:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. And just like I talked about in yesterday's podcast, this session is completely free of cost. And the whole idea of me doing this session is to educate the general mass on what is central bank digital currencies and how it will affect our day-to-day life. The sessions are completely free of cost, and if you want to listen to only the audio version, you can do that via an app called Podbean. I'll also try to go live via Twitter Space and via a local app called Angami. So let me briefly explain what is it that I'm going to be talking about in the session. Now, the session is essentially broken down into 2 parts. In part A, I'm going to be discussing what is CBDCs or central bank digital currencies, the history of CBDCs, how do they actually work, the current state of CBDC. As a matter of fact, I'm also going to be discussing the role of Norway's central bank and how they're utilizing open source and building CBDCs on Ethereum. And I'll also be discussing how other countries are currently studying and working on CBDCs. I'll also discuss how El Salvador adopting Bitcoin did have an impact on IMF, that is the International Monetary Fund, and their stance on CBDCs, and when will UAE in particular launch its CBDC. And the second part, that is part B, I'll be making a comparison between CBDC versus Bitcoin, and I'll be discussing if central bank digital currencies are a threat to freedom, and we'll be discussing the political implications, the support and resistance to CBDCs, China's role in CBDC, and the different types of central bank digital currency. So we have wholesale CBDC, we have retail CBDC, we have multiple CBDCs, and quite a lot more. And the next topic is about central bank digital currencies' role in the metaverse. Now look guys, I'm a massive fan of Bitcoin and open source and cryptocurrencies, but I do feel that central bank digital currencies do play a much better role than cryptocurrencies in the metaverse. The other alternative is maybe Bitcoin using Lightning Network, maybe an ideal form of payment and medium of exchange in the metaverse. The session is completely free, of course. Go to Eventbrite and just type in blockchaindxb.com, or you can also drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So that's all for today guys on the Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case you have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, or you can also check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, or check out our website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse, the episode which I'm going to be releasing tomorrow. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button and give it a 5-star rating. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And this is followed by 2 news and information related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. Now, I have a first question by Amir who asks, what are the NFT projects that you are excited about? Now, to be completely honest, Amir, personally, I'm not really excited of any NFT projects. I mean, I have a different take of NFT. I personally think that if you like an artist, if you like a musician, and if you have a personal connection to them, then you go and buy the NFT irrespective of the price of the NFT project or the NFT. Now, I don't do trading. Personally, I'm not really excited on any NFT projects. But that being said, I do see NFTs having a very solid use case in the metaverse. So a couple of Bored Ape Yacht Club projects or any upcoming projects that is linked to metaverse, I do feel that there's a very strong connection. So those are the projects that I personally have a bit of excitement towards. Other than that, I personally love heavy metal, and I'm really hoping that Black Sabbath, one of the bands who started heavy metal, does release its NFT. That is one NFT that will really get me excited. And what is going on right now in the running community is an obstacle course race company called Spartan Race. They have released a pass called as Unbreakable Pass. Now this point of time, I'm not sure if that is an NFT, but it looks like an NFT, so holders of this pass will get access to unlimited race entries for 3 years and quite a lot more. I really am not sure if this falls under NFT or if it is just a pass. And one thing, which I talked about in my podcast a few days ago, is that I'm currently working on a podcast called Rise in the OCR podcast, which talks about obstacle course race. And as part of the podcast, we are planning to release 7 NFTs, and each NFT represents each emirate. Now that has a lot of utility in the sense that, whoever gets access to these NFTs, they will be getting free trading courses, they will be getting free entries to race. We also plan to have a meet and greet with one of the OGs in the Spot and Race community and quite a lot more. So that is one project that I'm excited about. Now, other than that, what I'm really excited about is the Museum of the Future. They are planning to release an NFT. Now, I know for a fact that they're doing that in partnership with Binance, but it's been at least 4 months and there's no news about it. So the excitement has literally gone down just a little bit. But these are some of the projects that I'm excited about, Amir. And I have to say something, Amir, regarding NFTs. I'm seeing a lot of posts via LinkedIn, and I must say that a lot of these posts are absolutely incorrect. One of the posts that I actually saw was that how NFTs can revolutionize supply chain management and quite a lot more. A lot of incorrect information in that post. Now, you need to also understand, Amir, when you're talking about NFTs, there's a very thin line in how you advertise these NFTs, because you could fall into a security, and then you have NFTs that are fractionalized and broken down into several pieces. There is a very high possibility that that NFT automatically turns into a security, and then it becomes a security token offering. So a lot of the real estate projects that want to break down the room into several pieces and say that's an NFT, it does legally fall into security. Those are also some areas that I'm excited about, but not really from an NFT point of view, but more from a legal jurisdiction and from a legal point of view. And what I also would like to do is, towards the end of this month or the first week of October, I will plan to have a LinkedIn event talking everything about NFTs, maybe clearing up all the misconceptions about NFTs. So those are some of the projects that I'm really excited about. So that's all for today, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me in the comments below, or you can also drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And please check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And you can also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now was the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and see you tomorrow in the Metaverse Everything podcast. Have a nice one. Take care. Bye-bye.